Generic greetings and welcome to Untitled Goose Game. Today's honk is that one there, and today's beverage is a lovely relaxing cup of chamomile tea. So Untitled Goose Game is a game where, unsurprisingly, you play a goose, specifically this goose here, Honk, and you go around this very relaxing, very serene, quintessentially English village and be a bit of a pain, a bit of a nuisance, a bit of a rogue, a bit of a maverick, you know, that sort of character. Or as the villagers might call this character, a massive insert 1,000 generic units of profanity and or insults here, because the goose's actions are questionable at best and include things like assault and robbery. So stick around, let's do some of that. Now, I originally picked this game up for Nintendo Switch upon its release, and I wanted something that was a bit more relaxing, a bit more chill, and something I could sort of de-stress with, and not very in-depth. And this sort of ticks all of those boxes, because your job is to just be a goose and do some interesting things. You can honk, and you can pick things up like so. Pick this boot up. You can use your beak to hit the bell there, and all of that sort of thing. And you do have a certain number of quests, or you can sort of zoom the camera out, zoom it in, you can sort of flap your wings, and you can crouch down. That's pretty much all you can do, although what you tend to do is make people's lives a bit of a misery. So let's just pick this up and gently remove the pin from the bottom of this obviously well-built gate, and then open that up, and then hopefully the gate will gently open up. Well, it's opened up, and that's not really my problem. I think the original idea for this game probably came from Hot Fuzz with the bit with the swan, and I am all for that. As you can see, the colour palette is quite muted, and that, along with the basically single piano soundtrack, makes it quite a relaxing and serene experience. So we have a set of tasks which we can access now, and it says to do. So get into the garden, get the groundskeeper wet, steal the groundskeeper's keys, make the groundskeeper wear his sun hat, rake in the lake, have a picnic, which includes bringing certain things to a blanket. The blanket is over here. I can also run as well, and we can see that we have a nice tartan blanket here. So what I'm going to do is see what we need to do. So we need to bring certain items there. So it's sandwich, apple, pumpkin, carrot, jam, thermos, radio, and it says basket. So most of the items are here, or at least some of the items. So I'm going to pick up this sandwich. There's a lot of details that go into the game. So when you're holding things and you honk, it is actually quite muted. In fact, one of the best things in the game is when in the second act you pick up a glass bottle and your beak is in that, and it does go like as if it was in a glass bottle, and it's just little details like that that I really appreciate. As I said, I picked this up at a time when I was just stressing out about different things, and I wanted something. I mean, obviously games, very high form of escapism, but I wanted something that was just something to de-stress with, and I found that apparently being a bit of a knobhead as a goose was just the ticket. Anyway, we're going to go over here and we're going to grab this picnic basket, and we will drag it along. As you can see, it will get stuck on things, so you have to bear that in mind. And honk, and we're going to put it over here, so we'll drop it down and we'll just have a quick check. So you can see that we have brought the sandwich, the apple, and the basket over there. So we need the thermos, radio, and other things. So if we go over here, we can see that we have a lawnmower there, we have this sort of town/parish notice board, and a locked gate. If we zoom out, we can see that this is the garden or allotment, whatever you would like to call it. We've got a shovel here, we've got some bags, we have a radio there, and we also have the ability to turn on the water. And you can see the gardener is now going to run to try and turn this off. And oh, okay, I'll actually turn it off. Sorry, mate, I'm helping you out. Honk, and water, and oh dearie me, no, we'll stop that. And this will be your lot in life, to make people's lives just a little bit worse. And oh no, the groundskeeper got wet. We have managed to do that, and now also this is open. There is a lot of ways to do these things here. So, for example, get the groundskeeper wet. I could steal something, and he will run after me. And if I go in the water, he'll get his feet wet. You can use the. I think there's a water. There's like a water tank over here. You can use that as well. So I know from experience that we need to make ourselves a different way in and out this place. And if we go over here, you can see that we have this sort of hole in the hedge there. So I'm going to drag this pallet over here, this crate, and we'll push that in the corner there. And oh, we're actually on top of that now. There you go. And then we're going to get this as well, and we'll drag that back. So we want to just make ourselves another way to get in and out, just in case that that other way is locked. Now we need to get a carrot, and I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to leg it out of here. When you're running like that, it doesn't turn as much as you may expect. In fact, it handles probably like a greased up goose on roller skates. Let's drop that there. Honk. And we can see now we have completed 1, 2, 3, 4 things. We need pumpkin, we need jam, we need thermos, and radio. I personally find that text to be a little bit difficult to read, but you can go in the options and you can change all of that if you do so desire. Anyway, let's go up here and we'll see what we can do. Other things that we have to do is to make this gardener wear their sun hat. We have to do all sorts of stuff. You can activate stealth mode. So, for example, when I'm in here, I can go activate in stealth mode. That one, when you get the right button. And we are now stealthed in this bush. So we can honk and you can surprise people. You can pop up and then go down. And if you sneak up behind people, then they probably won't hear you. So let's have a quick look out. And you can see that the gardener is actually going over there because they're wanting to figure out why that's been moved. So they're probably going to close off that thing there, which is not good. So what I want to do is try to get maybe Rake in the lake. Let's pick this up and drag it along. The problem is that it makes noise and the gardener will probably hear it. But if I drag it around this side, he might not see or hear it. So we'll get it to here. And then we'll zoom out and we can see that they are picking up the watering can and hopefully not coming my way. They're not. They're heading over there. They do have the sort of patrol route and they'll do their own thing. So we drag that and you can see the gardener has not saw or heard us. So we'll be able to get Rake in the lake and that'll be another one ticked off the list. Why we are doing this, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily say in any way, shape or form. And I don't think we really need an excuse, do we? We don't really need a narrative why we are being a bit of a goose. So let's go up here. We can see that they're actually looking for the rake. So they are wondering what's going on there. Or they're also going to pick up that boot. So there you go. They just place it down. If you move things, they always try to return it back to where it should be. So we're going to sort of... oh, he's looking at my... all right, man, I'm just being a goose. There you go. You all right? Honk. Oh, and then he pushes out of the way. If you get too close, they will do that. And I'm going to get the gardener's keys and run off. And you notice that the music will fade in and out as we do certain things. What I'm going to do is run over here into the water and go past these little lily pads, drop it there, and then back through the water lilies and then out. So that gardener is probably going to be looking for their keys. And where are they? Where is the gardener? Oh, actually, I think they've just totally given up. That's a shame. Anyway, what I'm going to do is grab this pumpkin here, and because it is quite heavy and obviously round, it is dictating the direction of travel for the goose, which is suboptimal to say the least. Oh, hang on. I wonder if we can drag it through the water. Will it float easier? It does float easier, but we can't really go forward because it sort of spins round there. So we'll drag this back to our... 3, 4, 5. Apparently it's 5 bells, 5 o'clock. Well, it's actually just gone 2 o'clock. So maybe that is actually supposed to be synced up. Who knows? Anyway, let's check. So we have got the carrot, the pumpkin, the apple, the sandwich, the basket. We need now jam, thermos, and a radio. So we know the radio's there. That's the last thing I'm going to pick up because it makes noise. And guess what? The gardener will hear it and then run after us. They will not try to shoo us out. They will obviously look at us and think what we're doing. And honk. They will. What? Being a goose. But if you go from behind, sometimes it will startle them and then they'll drop what they're carrying. I don't know where they're going, but I'm going to go over here and my jam. The problem is that if we ever get caught carrying these, and he follows us, and he takes it, basically brings them back to the stash, he will then start to carry all this back, and that basically means we have to start all over again. Honk! So, we have the jam, we now need the thermos, as well as the radio. The radio is obviously just outside, that should be quite an easy task. Looks like that guy has been looking for the jam and cannot find it. We're going to pick up the thermos and go under here. So we'll sort of crouch down. Oop, there we go. And then around. As I said, I originally picked this up on Nintendo Switch and it works perfectly fine. I'm currently running it with Xbox gamepad and it works fine. The controls for PC, didn't really try it. Just thought, you know, it's one of those games that you just want to probably use it probably is preferable to use some sort of controller. Other controllers are available naturally, and let's go over there and dunk. So that is pretty much it. We just need the radio, and let's see if we can do this without being caught, although I have a feeling, yes, if I turn that on now, he's going to get wet. Now, we don't need him to get wet, but, yeah, he's heard the radio. But if I come over here, drop it, there you go. Have a picnic. We have now had a picnic. So if I check that, we can see that. It says, bring to the picnic blanket, sandwich, apple, pumpkin, all that sort of thing. And now there is another thing on the bottom there. Make the groundskeeper hammer his thumb. So once you've done a certain number of items, or I believe it might just be bring all of the things to, I think it then opens up another one, which is another to-do list to essentially open up the next area. So if we zoom out, we can see that the gardener is going somewhere. So this is a different type of behaviour. And what they're going to do is put up a no goose sign because, well, apparently that's something that they want to do. Let's just hide in here. You can see we're hiding in this nice little flower bed here. I like all the foxgloves on this side as well. Very colourful, like the white and the pink ones. Very nice. Some what are those, marigolds maybe? Oh, they're nice. Anyway, so they were going to go over there to do, well, what I thought was put up the I thought they were going to put up the sign, but it sounds like they've heard the radio, so they're going to do that. If you just sit and watch, there is a random set of instructions that the gardener will perform. It's basically picking up this flower pot, this watering can, and the trowel, and they'll go off between different areas, tending the grounds and just pottering around in their allotment like you would expect. Oh, looks like they've managed to pick up the radio there. So they're probably going to bring it back to the table. That's generally where they bring it. What other things do we have to do? We've got make the groundskeeper wear his sun hat. So there's multiple ways we could do that. I found that there's the two ways that I've found is wait for them to be tending one of these flower beds, and then you can go up and take the hat from his head, the flat cap that he's got there, and then run away, and then he'll have to wear the sun hat. Or when he, well, we'll see in a moment. When he does something here, we can get his hat, and hopefully we'll be able to we'll make him wear his sun hat. So we're just going to wait, and honk! Oh, that doesn't seem to be suboptimal. Oh, no. Oh, and then he's gone there. And what we want to do is grab his hat. No, we couldn't grab his hat. We weren't there in time. That's a shame. So it looks like he has hammered his thumb, and they're going to put that down, and now they're going to look for the pumpkin. But it has opened this thing here. So what we can do, we can say honk, we'll drag that there and put that there, and you can see what they're going to now do is go over to that and then try to fix it. But what I want to do is go this side, because I want to wait for him. I want to honk again, make sure he hammers his thumb, and then we'll be able to get his hat and then get that sun hat worn. So wait for it, and honk. Oh, dearie me. And now he's just going to fall back over. And there we go. One hat. And we're going to run away as fast as our two legs can take us. In fact, we can probably try and fly. No, we can't. So we've run off. He will come after us. But if we get out of sight, out of mind, then hopefully he will forget about it and then go and wear his sun hat. Just going to wait here. And we are now into the next part of the game. Yes, make the groundskeeper wear his sun hat. So we have completed all of that to-do list there. And you can see we're now into this lovely square. So there's children are playing around with his little plane. There's a couple of shopkeepers as well. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to be that goose. I'm going to return his hat. Honk. And see where he is. So if I come along here. See, I'm just going to pretend that I found it somewhere. Honk. Honk. Come on. Honk. Look, your hat. I found it for you. It was in the mouth of another goose. Not mine, obviously. Right, let's charge off, and you can see what they're going to do is, I think they're probably going to put the sun hat back on the on the shed there. We could probably take a hammer. No, we don't need to take a hammer. So, we're now into the next area. There are multiple areas. Obviously, the first one there is that little sort of lake and garden. We have this, I guess it's sort of a town square type of thing. Oh, this is one of the best things in the game here. So we go up to this, pick it up, and honk. Brilliant. It's things like that. Those little details that really do make it. Honk. And we're scaring the kids. Sorry about that. I guess we could scare them and go, big scary goose, honk, 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 and chase him over here, honk, 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 honk. And you can see we have the options to tie his shoes. We're not going to do that. We're just going to scare him into there and close. And there we go. And, oh dear, trap the boy in the phone booth. And what's happening now is there's actually ringing. They're ringing the shopkeep in here, and they're going to come out to let the boy out. So we're going to charge in, and we're going to press this and honk. We are now on telly. Get on TV. There we go. And these are just some of the things that you'll be doing There we go. Let's have a quick look at our to-do list. You can see we have break the broom, make the boy wear the wrong glasses, make someone buy back their own stuff, and then go shopping, which is that big list. Again, once you do that, it opens the next area. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but the other areas include like a sort of housing row where you go between a couple of people's gardens, and there's a bit of interplay between the two neighbours there. You've got like a pub and that sort of thing as well. So yeah, it's like very much. If this game wasn't inspired by Hot Fuzz, I'd be very, very surprised. So I mean, yeah, we could go around, we can grab the broom, we can do all sorts of stuff. There's loads of. Oh, hang on, I believe she does try to chase us off with that broom. Hi. Oh, what are you chasing us off for? Well, I'm going to grab... Come on, I'm not taking that. Come on. And, oh, dearie me. It seems you need a new broom. Well, you're a shopkeeper and you can buy a broom. There you go. It's a brand new broom. It's just had 6 handles and 4 heads. There we go. And run away. And can we open this? We cannot open that. We do have to go in there eventually, though. You see we've got a post box. We've got, oh, a radio here. So, walkie-talkies, rather. So if I bring one of these over here... you honk into one and it comes out the other, so you can use that as a bit of a distraction. Who would have thought this was one of the best stealth games ever made? I think we need a skin where you've got like the Splinter Cell thing on your head. Oh, there's the boy. I'm very sorry. Would you like to pet the goose? No, I don't think he wants to at all. Anyway, that has been a little bit of Untitled Goose Game. Honk. It is brilliant. I find it to be extremely relaxing, a nice little mess around. One of those games that it does require some thought to get these done, but they all are very organic in how you might... You read it and you can just, for the most part, expect to... You can pretty much... you can get the quests done pretty much how you would expect to get them to be done. So you can think, oh, well, if I do this, will it work? Sometimes it does. Most of the time it will. Things like the broom there, you know, break the broom. Well, just grab the broom. She's trying to push you away. Things like get someone buy back their own thing. Obviously, we could probably, well, I know we can pick up that toy. We can then place it over here where the rest of the toys are and then have to buy it back. Things like that. Things work how you would expect them to work. But yeah, it's just a nice little mess around, a bit of sort of... a chill out game that I picked up sort of on a whim because I wanted to just try something that's a bit less stressy, and end up really falling in love with the world. Not particularly the goose. In fact, I'm quite conflicted at times because you do some things like, especially with the kid over here. It's I mean, there's some malicious things you got going on there. I mean, you can tie. I mean, we can go up and we can tie their shoelaces together and you know, steal their glasses and stuff. It's very, very much a bully of a goose, this thing, and. Yeah, perhaps that's a little bit of a downer, but either way, we're playing a goose, so I'm not going to really look too much into it, to be quite honest with you. Either way, if you like what you see and want to check the game out yourself, then I have put a link in the description, so by all means, check it out. Hope you have enjoyed this little bit of a mess around and us playing as a goose. Honk. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.